Hey guys, back for our start of the year update. Um, right now I'm actually recording this a little early just because I'm actually going to be out of town this last week of January. So I wanted to make sure I got this recorded and uploaded in preparation for that. Should be back actually the day that this video will probably come out. So I don't know if I'll be in the air at the time of its release, but we'll see what happens. So this is going to be a pretty sizable update, as I do have a couple of things I need to discuss, things we're going to be looking forward to for this coming year, and some other odds and ends. So first up, and this is actually a pretty big announcement. About a week and a half ago, we hit monetization threshold. So did the application and got in. So this channel is once again monetized. Granted, it's only for super chat, super thanks, all of that. Do have the options do memberships at this time, but frankly, I don't think I can provide enough content for you guys in order to, really make it worth your while. As it is, I would even say anything coming in super chats is a bit of a stretch, but it is what it is. At least until can get back to doing regular streaming. To everyone who's watched my content over the years and have allowed us to get to this point, again, thank you. I really can't put to words how much I appreciate this. Because the reality is, monetized channels do get preferential treatment in the search algorithms. That's the simple reality. There is a financial incentive for YouTube to prop those channels up over everyone else. Is what it is. It's a game we got to play, and so we'll play it to the best of my ability. But yeah, right now, as I don't ever really expect this channel to, be a big money maker. In fact, I'll be honest, if we even hit an annual payout threshold, I would be shocked. So my plan is to take whatever money this channel does earn and invest it right back in, because obviously it's not going to make enough to even remotely be thought of money that someone could live off of. So what I'll do is just put it back into the channel. Once we do hit a threshold, and I'll need to do some research on this, what I'd like to do is set up a savings account that money will then be transferred into, and it will be held there in escrow until such time as I find a use for it. Use case will probably be camera equipment, streaming equipment, things of that nature. If we really, and I mean this is like go totally gangbusters, able to really build up a nice cash reserve, and actually start getting some of the pieces of equipment that I'm thinking might want to get, then that money would potentially be used for going to different conventions and paying for stuff like that. Alternatively, it might also end up being used for supply purchases and things of that nature. Right now, that's a problem for another day. I'm not going to worry about it. When that actually becomes something we'll have to look at, we'll start looking at that. But for now, thank you guys again. You have no idea how much I appreciate it. So that's where we are with that. So that was a nice surprise about a week and a half ago. So that really sort of made my month right there. Now, as far as the move goes, Like I said, I'm on back there in a few days, sometime of this recording. I'm hopeful we'll get some of the stuff finally done, or at least get the ball rolling on it. And we'll sort of go from there. Still no idea what sort of timetable we're looking at. My gut is saying probably around April to May timeframe is when the final move will actually take place. But it's really going to come down to supply chain. Whether or not we can get things like cabinets in, appliances, all that. That's sort of going to be the big unknown, and I'm hopeful that this trip will finally have an idea on that. But right now, it's totally up in the air. Now, until we get that sort of timetable, all of this is academic. Like I said, I'm hopeful, and I'm thinking it will make the most sense that April to May timeframe for when the actual move will take place. But that entirely could change. As far as timeline for once we do the move, getting back up to recording and adding stream space up, all that I have no idea at this point. I do know the new space that I'm going to be working out of, they'll need some work, a lot of which we haven't done, and that I don't see us being able to get any of that done this particular trip, just because we have all these other things we got to deal with. Plus, with the weather being what it's been, getting the painting done is not really going to be doable. So that's where we are with that. As I said, I'm hoping we can do the move April, May, and then depending on work schedule, I'm going to probably say we might look at around August to possibly even September for when we get back to doing a lot of what we do. So that being said, I am trying to get some more videos recorded. At the moment, I have stuff recorded to the run up to August. After I get done with this, as I want to make sure I got this video recorded, I currently have 2 other kits I'm going to do reviews of. And I had hoped a package from HLJ would at least get to my local FedEx today, but appears there's some sort of issue. Waiting to hear back tomorrow on that. Already told the HLJ because I think it might be a clearance customs issue. But we'll see what happens. I mean, worst case, I might be driving up to Ontario in a couple of days to try to get my package. But we'll see what happens. Right now, like I said, should have enough videos to get us into at least middle of August. After that, we're going to start probably running into problems there. But I've got a couple tricks I can play yet that might get us a little further. I'd ideally like to get at least to, September, if not even October, if possible, just to make sure we've got enough videos to last us through this move. Worst case, it's going to be what it is, just by the fact that I'm not going to be able to get anything recorded once we do the full move and until I can get the new areas set up. Because obviously I really don't want to keep using my chair as the sort of backdrop for these videos. I'd rather have something a little more professional looking. But, as I said, this whole thing has dragged on and just has become an absolute cluster in ways I never imagined, how people could do this multiple times over for a few years. I can't imagine. This will only be the second move in my entire life. I'm going to be turning 38 this year, and I've only moved twice in the entirety of my life. And first time I was, like 4 years old, so I really didn't know jack of what all was involved. So, yeah, that's where we are with that. Now, coming in, I want to say early May. I need to double check dates. I do believe there's another Florida convention that I might try to get to. Again, I got to double check the dates on everything, but that is a possibility coming up. Obviously, depending on when the actual move occurs, I may or may not be here for IPS San Diego's event this year. I don't know at this point. It's far enough out that I can't say for sure, but at the same time, it's going to be here before we know it. So if I'm there, I'll get the video as I always do. If I'm not, is what it is. This year's going to be weird no matter how we try and spin it as far as events. Like I said, I'll do what I can, and we'll see what happens on that front. That's going to be one of these things that, as much as I would like to, get them done, obviously if I can't, make it to events, is what it is. Unfortunately, life comes first for hobbies. And, with all that's going on with this move, who knows what's going to happen. For all I know, a month from now, I could be making another these update videos. Hey, we've got timetable now. It's looking even later than we initially thought. There's just so many things that have been sort of spiraling with this whole move that part of me is getting frustrated just because it's ended up taking a hell of a lot longer than I ever thought. And just, yeah, it is what it is at this point. And I'm just trying to take it day by day. But hopefully, and I do say hopefully, we'll finally get this stupid thing done and we'll be able to pick up where we left off. Outside of that, the only other event I currently have on my schedule is Comic-Con in July. Obviously this year I'm going to have to fly back, assuming this move doesn't get super delayed, which, God, I hope not. This year I'm obviously also going to be skipping Anime Expo, just because if I got to fly back multiple times, with how close they are, it's unfortunately going to be one or the other, is what it's ultimately going to come down to. Do need to find out eventually, what sort of cons there are in the Orlando area and a little beyond, because I'm legit curious. That's one of those things I haven't really super researched, but it's also low enough priority item that I don't know. It is one of the things that I do need to eventually look into and check out, because I do for the most part enjoy going to these events. They're fun things to get out of the house and do. But ultimately, we'll see what happens there. Don't know if I'm going to make it to any of those this year. As I said, just this year is going to be so weird. I am just dreading it. Excuse me. Now, as far as anything else, at the moment, nothing's super jumping out to me that we do need to cover beyond those things. As I said, hopeful to get the move done with the next couple of months. hoping, a month or two after that, work schedule permitting, we'll get back to streaming. That first pseudo stream back, it's going to be less about, doing really anything. It's more just, checking stuff, making sure everything works, maybe tweaking things, trying to build quality, and hopefully the house doesn't get blown down. But today got a really nasty rainstorm coming through, and wind within the last hours really picked up. So definitely taking today as one of those days, stay inside, get stuff like this done, and yeah, just get everything sort of squared away for the next week. Again, once we do the main move, I'm going to probably be radio silent to some degree for a while. No idea if I'll be able to get one of these videos done, especially since my computer at that point will be packed up. So I am going to try, once we do move, to get my desktop at least somewhat set up so I can at least use it. But beyond that, right now everything's sort of up in the air. But we at least now made it over the first moderation hump. And yeah, thank you guys again for sticking around for this video, for watching all the content produced over the years. Hopefully this year will be the year we start really building things up and doing a lot of things I've wanted to do for so long on this channel, and just because of living circumstances I haven't been able to do. So thank you again, and we'll see you next time.